So it is pretty evident by this point that Brexit is being completely betrayed. Theresa May is just going to keep doing extensions and extensions, and she did say that she would not extend it any longer than the 30th of June. And as much as the politicians have lied, so far I think I think it's safe to assume that it's going to be a lot longer than the 30th of June, which means that we are going to have to take part in the European elections. And I am on the list of possible candidates that could be considered for MEP, and when I go in there, I'm going in with a full. My primary purpose is freedom of speech and freedom of expression. My main target, the main thing that will be in my crosshairs, is Article 13, and it's going to be so great being able to sit there on the floor and actually challenge them if I actually get that opportunity, because I think the thing that is most important in regards to Article 13 is proving to everyone, basically I want everyone to see what I seen when I visited the EU Parliament, and the fact that none of these people have any idea how the internet works. They don't have the tiniest idea, they don't have the tiniest clue, and I want to show that to everyone. All I'm going to do is just ask basic questions about the internet and see what kind of answers that we get. I've got a feeling we're going to get a lot of wrong answers. So that's what I just want to show people, that these type of people should not be taking it upon themselves to regulate the internet because they know nothing about it. They know nothing about it at all. But in order for any of this to happen, UKIP needs funds, so they're crowdfunding the actual campaign itself. So urgent, donate now. Brexit is being betrayed, and it looks like we may be facing another European Parliament election. UKIP will field a full slate of candidates for the European elections in every single region, but we need your help to turn a decent campaign into a great campaign. Let's create a political earthquake and wipe the Remainer parties off the European electoral map with a dominant UKIP win in the election. And support for UKIP has soared with the fact that Brexit is being betrayed. Basically, people voted in favour of Brexit. The government is refusing to deliver it. They are in fact doing everything that they can to stop delivering the democratic will of the people, which means that the government is not actually fit for purpose. The point of a democratic government in a democratic country is when the people pass the vote, you deliver the decision, whether you like it or not. Personally, I was unhappy with the outcome of the Scottish referendum, but we live in a democracy, and that is just how it goes. The largest amount of votes wins the vote. You might not like it, but tough, that's how democracy works. And having that little bit of a downside of sometimes democracy doesn't go your way, that is a worthy price to pay for actually having a democracy. A lot of countries in the world aren't so fortunate. UKIP is a truly grassroots organisation. We are not funded by big business or the trade unions like some other parties. We depend on the generosity of our members and the general public. Basically populism. We don't like big business. We don't like big corporate. We are not fans of them. UKIP has been campaigning to get the UK out of the EU since 1993. It was the UKIP electoral threat that influenced David Cameron to call the referendum, which led to 17.4 million people voting for Brexit. If a European Parliament election is not called, UKIP will ring-fence the funds for other elections such as a general election. Published and promoted by, there we go, UKIP. And the overall goal is 250,000, and right now it's sitting at nearly 12k. So obviously there is some work to be done. And basically we just want people to donate what they can and assist toward this, because let's say, see, this is the thing that I find concerning. Let's say that I wasn't UKIP. Let's say that UKIP never existed. You know, let's say that I was Tories or Labour or something like that, and I was a Remainer. See if the vote was getting overturned, even though my side didn't win. If the vote was getting overturned by the government, I would be sitting there going, you can't do that. like even though I would personally gain from it, you can't just overturn democracy. Like, see if you just get to chop and change when democracy happens, you know, at your whim, then it's not democracy. Basically, that's fake democracy. Yes, we will let you we will let you have the outcome of whatever you voted for if it benefits us. But whenever you vote in favour of something that doesn't benefit us, we are going to try everything we can to shut it down and stop it. That's terrifying. That is a terrifying concept. And the people that are actually in favour of this are the ones you most often hear screeching about fascism. I'm pretty sure when the government starts to override democracy, that should be a big fucking red flag. That should be a big fucking red flag. Right? That's like the elections that you get in North Korea, where you absolutely have to vote. You'll get arrested if you don't. But there's only one option on the ballot paper. Like, that's what this feels like. It feels like the leave option was just there for show. It's like, yeah, even if you vote for it, we're not going to give you it. It's just there so that we can give you the illusion of choice. That's what it seems like. I mean, even if I was a Remainer, you cannot overturn democracy, because that is a massive fascist red flag. Like, even if I was in favour of even though I was in favour of the Scottish referendum, we didn't win it. See if they decided to overturn that anyway and give us independence, then no, you can't do that. Like, you can't forego democracy. I'll admit, democracy is not the best system, but it's the best one we have right now. And all of the other options, things such as authoritarianism and fascism and one-party states and all that, well, they're just no. We literally have many years of demonstrable evidence that those types of systems are very, very bad and cause a massive, monstrous amount of suffering. Democracy causes the least suffering, so I think it's the system that we should stick with right now. But yeah, if it does happen, then it would be Scotland I would obviously be standing for, and there is a chance that I could get it, because the European elections are calculated through the De Hooft system. They actually do it through proportional representation. It's one of the few things that the EU actually got right, because that is how it should be done. We should have proportional representation here in Britain. That way every party manages to get a seat at the table. Because right now they're trying their hardest to build the two-party system that America has. You know, you've got the Dems and the Republicans. They're trying to do it here, but it's going to be Labour and the Tories, because they're the two most dominant parties right now. But so basically, there is a chance that it could happen. It could happen, and especially with the amount of support that's coming in for UKIP, because basically people are having their democratic will betrayed. They voted for Brexit. We're not getting Brexit. The powers that be are doing everything they can to stop Brexit. So people are pissed. People are angry. And if they try and voice these concerns, they get called bigots and racists. So obviously, I mean, it works so well in our favour. Like, so well that I'm actually starting to think that it's on fucking purpose. But if it does happen, and I do end up going in, I'm going to be 100% absolutely free speech focused. Completely 100% free speech, freedom of expression focused. Things like journalists, most importantly of all, I feel that they should have carte blanche to go wherever they want. I think some measures should be taken to stop these journalists who seem to mysteriously disappear whenever they get a little bit too close to something they're not supposed to know. Yeah, there definitely should be some protections for that. I'll admit, I'm not a fan of journalists. I'm not a fan of dishonest journalists, but I don't want them getting the Khashoggi treatment like this. But like Article 13 is the primary one. It's just going to gatekeep the technology market. It's going to make it even harder for businesses to actually thrive in the technology industry. And basically, small creators and small businesses trying to actually enter into the industry are going to find it so much fucking harder, because they simply will not have the staff or the algorithms to actually moderate all of the content on their site. So it just needs to go. Like, I feel that if the people actually understood how the internet worked if they actually knew it, if basically we all know about the internet because we were fucking raised on it. All of these old boomers, the internet became a huge thing later on in their life, and most of them never really bothered with it. They've got their Hotmail account and they know how to Google, and that's it. They don't spend time on the internet. They don't play video games. They don't hang around on the chans or anything like that. They just simply don't know about the culture. They don't know what it's like. And despite that, they're still trying to make judgments on how the internet should be managed. So I feel if they had an understanding of how the internet actually worked, they would never have bothered with Article 13, because they would have known immediately that it simply would not work. Even with the rate at which the technology that we have now, as far as algorithms go, algorithms still cannot deliver what they are asking for. They can't deliver it. So I'm going to go in and educate all the boomers on why they should stop regulating something that they know literally nothing about.